Okay, so in the previous lecture we had done till question number 12. I had done part 1, okay, and 2 and 3 was left as homework for you. Now let us move to the next question. Question number 13. Show that 1 minus I and 1 minus 1 upon I are two conjugate complex numbers. Okay, that means I have to show that these two are conjugate of each other. Okay, find the amplitude of the product of the numbers. So first thing what I have to do, I have to show that these two are conjugate of each other. Secondly, I have to find the product of these two, okay, and then I have to find the amplitude, okay, of that product. So let Z1 equal to 1 plus I. So let me denote this first complex number by Z1 and the second complex number by Z2. Okay, here this is clearly it is in the form of A plus IB. Okay, this is not in the form of A plus IB. So what we'll do, we will proceed with Z2. Okay, so let us start with Z2. Okay, we will try to make this in A plus IB form. Okay, so let us proceed with the Z2. So Z2 is equal to 1 minus 1 upon I. Okay, rationalize it. Okay, I want to remove this I from denominator. So I get 1 minus I upon I square. I know that I square is minus 1. So I get 1 minus I upon minus 1 is equal to 1 plus I. Okay, now if you observe one thing over here, that Z2 is coming 1 plus I. Okay, and what is your Z1? Your Z1 is 1 minus I. Your Z1 is 1 minus I. If I ask you what would be the conjugate of Z1, then your answer would be 1 plus I. Yes, conjugate of Z1 will be 1 plus I. And what I am getting over here, 1 plus I, that means this is nothing but Z1 bar. Yes, that means conjugate of Z1. So here what we have shown, that Z2 is nothing but conjugate of Z1. So first part is done. Okay, that show that these two are conjugate of each other. Done. So these two are conjugate of each other. Next, what we have to do is we have to find their product. Okay, and then we have to find their amplitude, not there of that product. Okay, so Z1 into Z2. Okay, so when I take the product, I get 2. Okay, so it's a purely real complex number. Okay, so in A plus IB form I can write 2 plus 0I. Yes, now I'll have to find amplitude of this product. So amplitude of Z1 into Z2 will be tan inverse B upon A. So here B for this product is 0 and A is 2. So tan inverse 0 by 2 is tan inverse 0. Now for what angle tan gives you 0? So that is 0. Okay, in radian also 0 and degree also 0. So it's 0. Question number 14 now. Number 1. Question 14.1. Show that 1 plus I divided by 1 plus 1 upon I is a purely imaginary number. When we have to show it's purely imaginary number, that means when we'll convert this in term of A plus IB, when we are going to convert this in term of A plus IB, then A will be 0. Okay, that means real part will be 0. Okay, then only we'll say that complex number is purely imaginary number. Okay, and what else we have to find? We have to find the amplitude of the number. Okay, so after calculation whatever we get, we have to find the amplitude. So let's see. So 1 plus I divided by 1 plus 1 upon I. Okay, that means 1 plus I whole divided by 1 plus 1 upon I. So here I'm taking the LCM. In the next step I'm taking the LCM, because here 1 upon 1, here is 1 upon I. So LCM will be I. Okay, so I get I plus 1, and whatever I get in the denominator, that I goes up in the numerator. Okay, so in the next step what happens, this 1 plus I and this I plus 1, these two will get cancelled and I am left with I. Okay, so clearly you see that this is 0 plus 1 into I. Here this is purely imaginary because this is in A plus IB, and where A is equal to 0, that's why it's purely imaginary. So it's purely imaginary. Next we have to find the amplitude. We know amplitude of this complex number will be tan inverse B upon A. Here B is 1 and your A is 0, so it becomes tan inverse not defined. Now for which angle tan gives you not defined, and that is 90 degree, that means pi by 2. Okay, question number 14.2. here is given that modulus of this complex z, okay, modulus of this complex number z is equal to 1, okay. Then prove that z minus 1 upon z plus 1, okay, is purely an imaginary number, okay. So here one information is given to us, and that is modulus of z is equal to 1, okay. And with the help of this information I got to show that z minus 1 upon z plus 1 is purely imaginary, okay. So let us see. So firstly what I'll do, I will suppose that z is equal to a plus ib. Z means complex number, and complex number means what? It will be in a plus ib form. So let z is equal to a plus ib, okay. Now further what is given? It's given that modulus of that z will be equal to 1. That means it's trying to say that square root of a square plus b square is equal to 1, okay. Now what I'll do, I'll do this, I'll take the square both the sides, then I get a square plus b square, that is equal to 1. So this information will be used when we are going to simplify this, okay. So leave this as equation star, okay. Now come to this number, okay. So it's z minus 1 upon z plus 1 is equal to, now in place of z we will put a plus ib, okay. Here replace that z by a plus ib, okay. Now what we'll do is, here a is the real part, minus 1 is the real part, collect it, okay, write it together. Here in denominator a is the real part, 1 is the real part, write it together. Now can you see, here in numerator we have got a complex number where a part is like a minus 1, okay, plus ib. Here down we have a plus I, okay. Now we know that in denominator we are not supposed to keep complex number or anything in terms of I, okay. So we will rationalize it. So a plus 1 plus ib, so we are going to rationalize by a plus 1 minus ib, okay. So multiply and divide by a plus 1 minus ib. Now we will simplify it, okay. So in numerator these will multiply, okay. You so a minus 1 will multiply to a plus 1, then a minus 1 will multiply to minus ib, then ib will multiply to a plus 1, and this ib will multiply to minus ib, okay. And down you get a plus 1 plus ib, a plus 1 minus ib, okay. So here is something a plus b, a minus b, okay. So a plus 1 whole square minus I square into b square, okay. Now simplify it, simplify. At the end you will get this, okay. At the end you will get this a square plus b square plus 2bi minus 1. Down you will get a square plus b square plus 2a plus 1. But from equation star, okay, from equation star, a square plus b square is nothing but 1, okay. So in the next step, in place of a square plus b square we'll put 1, okay. So we get this, okay. So what happened in numerator, 1 and minus 1 they get cancelled, so we are left with 2bi upon 2 plus 2a, okay, down in denominator. So 2 is common denominator, that comes out, and that will cancel the 2 in the numerator. So we are left with bi upon 1 plus a, okay. This can be written as 0 plus b upon 1 plus a I, okay. Clearly it's purely imaginary, okay, because the real part is 0. So we have proved it. Now before we go to the next question, recall this formula, okay. This formula were done in class 9 only, okay. Anyway, let us see again. A cube plus b cube can be written as this, a plus b in bracket a square minus ab plus b square, or you can write a plus b in bracket a plus b whole square minus 3ab, okay. A plus b whole cube is this, okay. Now a cube minus b cube can be written as a minus b a square plus ab plus b square equal to a minus in bracket a minus b whole square plus 3ab, okay. So you have to remember this formula, okay. So now let us see the question. Question number 15. It says if x is equal to 2 plus 3i, if x is equal to 2 plus 3i and your y is 2 minus 3i, find the value of number 1 x cube plus y cube. Number 2, x square plus xy plus y square upon x square minus xy plus y square. Okay, so let us see the first one, x cube plus y cube. Okay, so come to this formula, a cube plus b cube. Okay, so I can use this formula, okay, to simplify this, okay, to get the answer. So x cube plus y cube, using this formula, using this first one, we can write x plus y, x square minus xy plus y square. Yes, I can write this. That can be further written as x plus y in bracket x plus y whole square minus 3xy. Okay, now substitute the values of x and y. Okay, so substitute the values of x and y. Okay, simplify it, simplify, and at the end you will get minus 92. Okay, minus 92. Number 2 is left for you as homework. Okay, so in numerator you have got x square plus xy plus y square. Okay, so you have to try to write this in terms of x plus y whole square type. Okay, here it is x square minus xy plus y square, so you can try to write this in terms of x minus y whole square. Okay, and then you can substitute the values of x and y. So try this by yourself. Next question is this, question number 17. Here is given, if alpha and beta are complex cube roots of unity, then prove that. Okay, so here they are saying that alpha and beta are complex cube roots of unity. So in the previous lecture we had seen that if omega is a complex cube root of unity, if omega is a complex cube root of unity, then omega square will be the another complex cube root of that unity. Yes, so here they are saying that alpha and beta are complex cube roots of unity. That means alpha square, if I take a square of alpha, that would be equal to beta, and if I take a square of beta, then that would be equal to alpha. Okay, and alpha into beta will be 1, because in previous lecture we had seen that omega is a complex cube root, then omega square is another complex cube root, and when these two were multiplied, omega and omega square, then is to be 1. Yes, so same way here alpha and beta are complex cube roots, so alpha into beta will be 1. Alpha square is nothing but beta, and beta square is nothing but alpha. Okay, so and what we have to do is we have to prove that this left hand side is equal to right hand side. So let us see. Since alpha and beta are complex cube roots of unity, then 1 plus alpha plus beta will be equal to 0. Why? Remember in the previous lecture, like we know that cube roots of unity is 1, omega and omega square. Okay, where your omega is minus 1 plus square root of 3i upon 2, and omega square is minus 1 minus 3 square root of 3i upon 2. Okay, and there were some relations like 1 plus omega square equal to 0. Okay, so here also alpha and beta are the complex cube roots. Okay, that means one is like omega, the other is omega square. So 1 plus alpha plus beta will be equal to 0. Okay, and alpha cube will be 1. Okay, beta cube will be 1. Alpha into beta will be 1. Alpha square is nothing but beta. Beta square is nothing but alpha. Okay, so these informations, okay, will help us to reduce this. Okay, and to show that this is nothing but 1. Okay, so left hand side is equal to 1 plus alpha, 1 plus beta into 1 plus alpha square, 1 plus beta. So in the next step what I can do is, this in place of alpha square I can write beta. I know that alpha square is nothing but beta, so beta, and in place of beta square I can write alpha, because beta square is nothing but alpha. Okay, done. So I get 1 plus alpha 1 plus alpha, that means 1 plus alpha whole square. 1 plus beta into 1 plus beta, that means 1 plus beta whole square. Next step, 1 plus alpha into 1 plus beta whole square. Inside the bracket, multiply it. So you get 1 plus beta plus alpha into beta. So you know that 1 plus alpha plus beta is equal to 0. So 1 plus alpha plus beta becomes 0. And alpha into beta is nothing but 1. Okay, alpha into beta is nothing but 1. So you get 0 plus 1 whole square, that means 1. So this is proved. Okay, so this is all for today. Okay, so I think in this lecture you have got this only as your homework, so try this. Okay, so this is all for today.